Queen of Light 1111 here with Laura, the happiness coach.
Hello.
So we're here today with our collaboration, but before we begin, we want to make some very exciting announcements. As you know, we have been working together for several weeks now, and we've received really good feedback around our collaboration and around the work that we're doing together. And obviously, we've mentioned to you all that we are going to be actually doing in-person seminars next year. So in addition to that, because we're so excited and we want to get started with this work right away, Laura and I have decided to launch a very exclusive series of webinars. And we're going to start them in January, with the first seminar being held on January 14th. The series will be called To Be One, so TOBEONE, and that's really about integrating the energies within oneself to be one. So Laura, channeled this message, the name of this series. We've received guidance from the spirit guides and from the universe that this is exactly what we should be focused on, and we've just gained such great excitement over it. We couldn't contain ourselves, so we're going to launch this series starting January 14th. The first series is going to be called Honoring the Divine Feminine, followed by Honoring the Divine Masculine, on a separate date, January 16th, and then the last one will be called Oneness. We're selling a very, very small number of tickets because, again, we want this to be a very exclusive seminar where we can be very interactive with our audience, but also have the forum in which to coach and teach. And so those tickets are going to go on sale on Laura's website at beagoodsoul.com today. So if you're watching this, you can go to her website, beagoodsoul.com, click on the tab To Be One, and that's where the tickets are on sale. And so you can purchase all three, you can purchase one, but I would really highly recommend that in order to get the benefit of this oneness, that you, if you're guided, to select all three, purchase all three, because it will integrate, right? All of these energies we want to have come into one, and it will culminate in our last session. So we're so extremely excited. We're going to start this launch again. The ticket sales will happen today on Laura's website, and we are still going to do our seminars, so look forward to those. We do have, obviously some logistics and some protocol to go through so Laura can get her appropriate paperwork to come out to States. So pray for us that that'll happen soon. We know it will happen. It's just the timing of that is not up to us. It's up to, obviously,
the government.
The government, exactly. So again, we couldn't contain ourselves, so we are going to start with these webinars until we can get Laura out here into the US. So Laura, did I miss anything?
No, I think you got everything. I mean, I'm just so excited to do this. We both have been talking about this for a while now, haven't we? And like channeling it and channeling different things that we want to talk about and teach. And I just think it's going to be amazing. And I'm so excited to just start like teaching people in groups rather than individually, getting the energy out there to more people and more people and more people. I think that we have a really strong light together as friends. So I just feel like we're just going to carry this through now and start really helping as many people as we can. So I'm just excited. I think you covered everything.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's going to be amazing. And, I will be showing my face in those webinars.
This has been something that we've been like talking about since we became friends, right? Like, when are you going to show your face? When are you going to show your face? It's such a big thing. I think it is a big thing for a lot of readers who don't want to show their face on YouTube. They all have a reason why they don't want to show their face. So it's a big thing for you to do this. I'm excited that everyone gets to see you. I really am.
Yeah. I am too. I'm so excited to connect with everybody in that way too. And so I'm so grateful to partner with you and to have the support. And I totally agree. I think our light is so much brighter when we're together, and obviously our audience agrees. So we're just so excited to get.
We were saying yesterday, even as friends, we since the moment we started talking to now, we've shifted energies. We've completely grown and shifted in just a few weeks of knowing each other. I feel like the light, we reflect well off of each other. We ascend and help each other to grow. And so we want to bring people into that and help people do the same thing.
Exactly. I mean, this is what this journey is about, right? Raising the vibration. And so in a few short weeks, we've done that for each other. And now to be able to do this with this collective through these webinars and then upcoming seminars, that's exactly what I feel like we're meant to do here. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into the reading for the collective. So we followed the same format. I'm going to handle the masculine side. Laura, the goddess that she is, will manage the feminine.
Thank you.
We've got the overall energies. We've got head, heart, and 3D space. And then I will cover the collective energy for the connection. So let's start with Laura. Laura, go ahead.
Okay, so looking at the collective energies for the feminines, there's 3 really strong cards here. We've got the Wheel of Fortune, the World card, and we've also got the 8 of Wands. This has actually come out twice, this 8 of Wands. So I don't know, I mean, I'm imagining a lot of other twin flames have been saying the same thing. With the feminine, there's definitely been an end of a cycle. This has been that tired energy that you might have been feeling recently, maybe feeling a little bit off or a little bit lonely or just not yourself, maybe not doing the things that you would normally do. That's that energy, that's that cycle being closed off, ready for a new one, a new chapter, a new beginning with the world here. It's like the world is your oyster. You have this whole new outlook. Everything's changed, everything's different because everything has moved forward and it's moved quickly as well. This is really, again, why a lot of you have been tired, because the energy's been moving so quickly. We have to kind of keep up with the changes, right? And that can be difficult sometimes because you're excelling so quickly. And so, you know, if you're having that urge of like, I just need to be at home and rest, I just need to not do anything today, then definitely take that time, because the energy around you is probably moving. It's like moving around the world, right? Everything's moving so quickly that for some of you, you may just feel a little bit extra super exhausted. So definitely take the time to rest because things are moving forward so fast. These cycles have closed off. There's a whole new shift here, a new beginning, and it's going to be coming in quick. So just take care of yourself during this time. But this 8 of Wands energy to me is really exciting because, you know, it's in her headspace as well. She knows that things are moving quickly and things are shifting. So it's positive, but just take action accordingly and honor yourself as the feminine. What do you need? And do your best to give yourself what it is that you need at that time. That's kind of how I feel about that.
Yeah, that's great. I really do feel like, you know, because this is a twin flame connection, a lot of that, what you're saying around taking the rest is probably also due to the energy they might be feeling from their twin, right? Because when I look at the masculine's overall energy, I mean, his bottom of the deck is unity. And this is the Hierophant card. The Hierophant has come out 2 times in his space here, in his head space, and then in the bottom of the deck for his overall energy. So he's very much contemplating this contract, this connection, and he's really going within. The Hierophant's also about, you know, it's just not about, you know, spiritual contracts in this contract. I mean, he's going within and really trying to get a better understanding. The Hierophant's also about, you know, learning. It's about, you know, the Hierophant's a teacher. And so he's going through this learning process at this time where he's trying to, I really strongly feel, let go of his lower self. I really feel like this is a major change that is occurring. And so the feminine might be feeling some of that shift because he's trying to shed his old self. So his overall energy, we had the first 2 cards come out together. So I'm going to take this as a message. First of all, the Chariot, number 7, the High Priestess, number 2. So this together is a number 9. To me, that's significant. And the reason why I'm doing that is because we have a lot of 9s in his energy right now. And 9 is a number of solitude, okay? So he's spending time alone in his head and his heart, really contemplating this contract, learning his lessons, trying to shed his old self. And so in his overall energy, he wants this movement forward to his High Priestess, to the 5D Divine Feminine. Now, the High Priestess is also the match to the Hierophant, right? That's the 5D Divine Masculine and Feminine match. So for me, he wants to move forward, but right now, in his overall energy, I really feel like that's happening in a more telepathic, more in a 5D manner and not in the 3D perhaps, right? So where we have the 8 of Wands energy in the feminine space, where, you know, she's maybe getting communication or wanting to move forward. Some of the communication may be happening telepathically through, you know, signs or messages that you may be getting just as you may be going through your day, okay, or through meditation. So I really feel like there is great movement towards the Divine Feminine, but it may be in the 5D sense. And so that's one part of his overall energy, okay? The other part of the overall energy is the 10 of Air. So here it says the end of a difficult situation, embrace the change, expect things to get better now. So again, he's ending a cycle, and that's part of the shedding of his lower self, of his old self, of his, you know, his vibrational self that was not aligned with the High Priestess or with the Empress. And so that cycle in his overall energy is ending. And then he comes into the Page of Earth. And for me, this is more of a 3D card, okay? The Earth energy is more, for me, 3D. And so this now is about wanting to make an offer in the material. So he's trying to really elevate his vibration and move forward and elevate and end this cycle, right? He's really got the contract in mind. He sees himself as a vibrational match with his High Priestess. And then in the 3D, he's starting off as a page, right? He wants to do something more challenging. He wants to make an offer. He wants to move forward in the 3D, right? But this is a page energy, and so it's a small offer because, again, in his overall energy, he is shedding something. And so it's almost like a little bit of a rebirth. So that's what I'm getting for his overall, Laura.
Okay, perfect. Kind of hearing you talk and then looking at the headspace of the feminine, I feel like it does kind of mirror. I did a twin flame reading today on my channel, and it was like, it looked like the masculine's going through what the feminine had gone through, and it's like she's realizing things just a little bit quicker than he is. So I feel like it kind of looks like that in this reading as well. Mm-hmm. So you got another 8 of Wands here, but to me in this spread, I do feel like this is communication. But she knows that if she wants to have communication, I feel like she's happy to have the communication, but she knows it has to come from a king. And like Queen of Light just said, he's a page right now. So she knows he's just coming up right behind her. Like she's going through it and then he's following through it as well. So she knows that in order to have this communication, he has to come through as a king, which he's just not there at this time. That's okay. But she does know that. She's also got the 8 of Pentacles. So she knows that she's going to have to work quite hard in some way, or they both are in some way, if they want to make that connection work, because that did come out with the Lovers card as well. So if they decide to go for this union, if they decide to be with each other, the work has to be, there will be work to be done. But I do feel like she's strong enough to do that, because with the cycles here in her overall energy, she's got the completion of old things and the beginning of newness. So I do feel like maybe there's a shift in energy, because she's got the Empress as well. It's like she's fully in her power. She knows who she is. She knows what she needs to do, why she's here. So when she's fully in her energy, she knows that she'll be able to have this energy of the Lovers here, and she knows that she'll be able to put in the work. I also feel like she knows that the communication will come in. She knows this kind of energy, and a lot of people will resonate with this, when you're fully in alignment, you know, when you're really listening to your gut instinct is going to say, he's going to get to that King of Pentacles, just like I got to my Queen of Pentacles, and he's going to communicate. There is a little voice in you that says that, and that is the voice of the higher self, your higher self, that Empress energy. So she's kind of in her power. She sees, this is really gentle energy. It's not like she knows he has to be like this. She knows he has to do that. She knows, it's more sort of like she just knows that he will step into the pentacle, then he'll be the one that reaches out. And then she knows that when she stays in her Empress energy, she'll be able to do the work with him until they come into union. So there is a really gentle energy here. She's just in a place of settling down, I feel. Like she's just at peace now. And she's just going to allow, I kind of feel like. She's, on the bottom, we've got the Eight of Swords and the Page. It's like the Page is observing. She's just sitting back and watching. But I feel like this to me is like the past, or what she's broken through. So she's cut herself free from this energy, and now she's just happy to sit back and wait and just see what happens. She's allowing, as the Empress, she's going to just sit back and let whatever needs to take place, and it's a nice energy. It's really gentle. I like it.
Yeah, that's good, because she's very grounded now, and like you said earlier, she's in her power.
Yeah, definitely.
So in the masculine's headspace, bottom of the deck for his head, heart, and 3D is the Knight of Wands. So you guys know how I feel about the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands kind of rushes in, right? Doesn't stay rooted. But I feel like this is part of the energy that is going to change, okay? It's a part of the energy that there has been conflict with, that the cycle needs to end on. It's a good card in that there's passion and there's action, but this was his old self, and this is what needs to be shed, okay? And he needs to come into his king power, which, you know, to Laura's point, he will, right? He's going to be the king. He's not quite there yet. I'm happy to report that in the future energies, spoiler alert, he's going to show up as the king, so don't fret. But right now, like Laura said, the feminine is a little bit more ahead of the game, okay? But he's not far behind at all. His first card out for his headspace is the Nine of Wands. So again, another number 9. Nine of Wands is about a wounded energy, but he's not going to give up. He's going to persevere. He's going to continue to move forward, and wants to move forward in this connection, because the question was, where is the feminine in his headspace? And so he's wounded by her a little bit. Maybe that was that old Queen of Swords energy that's come out in some of our readings before. But it's allowed the feminine to move forward. He's still a little wounded. But the good news is he's close to the end of this cycle. We're already in the 9s here. And again, he's spending time alone. He's thinking about this, right? Because he's ending a cycle. He's a little wounded, but he's not giving up on the connection. Then we have the wheel, okay, which is a 10. So now the cycle is moving forward. The wheel is turning. Cycles are changing for the better. And so he's going to go into this wheel energy, and his headspace is, I'm a little wounded, but I know things are going to get better. What's going to get better? This contract, Hierophant. So remember, we have the bottom of the deck for his overall energy. He knows that the contract is significant. He knows that the connection is significant. He's a little wounded by it, but he's ready for it to come into a better time. He's ready for it to move forward. But right now, he is feeling a little insecure. He's a little stressed out. This is the 9 of Swords. So now we have 2 9s that like bookend this Wheel of Fortune and the Hierophant. And so right now in his headspace, he's feeling alone, he's feeling wounded, and he's feeling a little stressed out. And I'm not going to say that it's a victim mentality. It's not, because I really feel like he's trying to own his part in the connection. He's trying to vibrate higher. And I say that because we have the Chariot and the High Priestess and the 10 of Air and his overall energy. So I really feel like he's trying to evolve. He's really trying to evolve, but he's feeling wounded. He's feeling insecure. He wants to get into a better cycle with his feminine and be in a better cycle with this contract. So I like that these are 9s. It means that we're going to, end this cycle, because I already have the 10 of Air, 10 of Swords in his overall. So it's just a matter of time. But again, 2 9s bookend these 2 major arcana cards. So he's very much in his head, in his space, alone. And remember at the top I said that this Chariot and the High Priestess is a 9, collectively 7 plus 2. And so again, just another confirmation that he is very much in this energy of the hermit, of isolation, of his self-discovery, he's on his spiritual journey to growth. I really strongly feel that. And his overall energy is starting to align with his headspace. And I feel like that's a really good thing. We're starting to see this evolution.
I feel like the feminine can see that, which is why she sees him as the king. You know, like the feminine, we were in the 5D, it's like she can see his potential. She sees him as a king. In the 3D, he might be a page, but she sees the energy coming in. Because underneath that, we have the 5 of Pentacles in her heart space. So, you know, that is a card of feeling quite lonely, feeling a bit maybe abandoned, a bit left out in the cold. So there may still be a little bit of heartache left within the feminine that she may still be releasing and purging. For all the times that maybe he wasn't a king, or all the times that she wasn't a queen. There's just still a little bit of energy left within her that she may need to just let cycle out. But she's got the 10 of Pentacles right afterwards. So this is such a good energy. This is an abundant energy, having everything that you wanted, okay? Abundance, happiness, positivity, and it's all in the material. So the feminine really is at a good place right now in her life physically, where she's looking around and saying, yeah, I've done this amazing thing. And it's actually come from this abandonment of the masculine in the first place. I can't remember who I was talking to about this today, but I think it was in a video I did. But it's like, because of this energy, because of the loneliness, she's had to create this space. She's had to create this world for herself, which is this is a blessing, really. But she may still be releasing some of the old heartbreak. But she's got the Fool card right after this 10 of Pentacles. So because everything in her life is going well, she's ready to take a leap of faith. She's ready to take a jump on something new, something exciting, something that, you know, feels different to what she's used to. And we do have the 6 of Cups afterwards. So I don't know, it's like, to me, this is like memories of the past, you know, the twin flame, memories of him when he was a king, if she ever saw him like that, or just memories of good times that they had together. She's ready to take a leap into this energy again, because she knows that those cycles have ended and it's not going to be a repeat of the same things. She's willing to let that old energy go and welcome this new, because this is followed by the 4 of Wands. So, you know, this is the twin flame card, of course, but it's about stability. It can be about marriage. It can be about, you know, something that's unbreakable, right? There's something about this energy here where she's kind of like, I was lonely and I was sad, but I focused on my abundance and I changed things. And now I'm ready to take a leap of faith and actually go for something new, if this was to return, or she's having memories, or she's feeling maybe he is, and she's feeling that as well. But she feels very, very stable and grounded here with the 4 of Wands, that she knows that when he's ready to be that king and come in, she's going to be very, very ready for him. So her energy is not in the ego. She's very, very gentle. She's not trying to sabotage him. She's not trying to, you know, push him away. She's sort of in this place of allowing things to just move forward now. And she knows this feels like surrender here with this 5 of Pentacles. It's like, I surrender, trying to move forward, or trying to face things, or trying to give up, or trying to manipulate things. I'm just going to let things be, because I'm stable enough to let whatever wants to come in. And I just think that she knows it's going to be him with the Lovers card here. So it's really good.
I think it serves her to let him be, because he needs to be, he's in this 9's energy, you know, and I think that that's great that she's connected enough to understand that. I mean, that just shows even more that she's in her power.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he is in a special place here in his heart. The first card for him is the Hermit card, so another number 9. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 9s. Okay, I like this for him. His first card that flew out in his heart space is the Hermit, and I mentioned this earlier. He's on his spiritual journey. It serves the feminine to leave him to be on this path, right, of self-discovery. It's just that if she engages or pushes, it will further trigger him and it could sidetrack him. So it's important to understand that and to respect that he needs to be in a space where he needs to be on his path, okay? And ultimately the path will lead, hopefully, to join together in the future. But for me right now, for both the feminine and the masculine, it's important to stay on your journey, stay in your power, and evolve your own self, okay? Be on this journey to evolve yourself. And so he's very much here in his heart space. So not only in his head, and I like that we have the wands and the swords in his head space, because that's where that energy should be, right? Because that's more of a mental type of energy where you're thinking about taking action or not taking action. And then that we have the Hermit in his heart space is good. It's a major arcana, so it's a very strong card that he's very much in his heart space on this journey of self-discovery, of shedding his old self. I like that, okay? So, but there is a little bit of a battle because we have the Five of Wands, and I really feel like this is inner conflict. Five of Wands is also a card of, competition or other people, but I really feel like this could be, his head and his heart and, his 5D and 3D self all conflicting, where he's trying to shed energy, situations, behaviors, things that do not serve him. And so while he's in this Hermit's energy, he's feeling the Five of Wands because it's followed by the Devil. And so these three together, this is how it came out. Hermit, Five of Wands, and the Devil. And then the last card is Justice. So I really feel like he's balancing this Hermit's energy, which is high vibration, to this stuck energy, which is the Devil card. Now remember, the Devil is also the shadow to the Lovers. And the Lovers came out in the feminine's headspace. And so, she knows about the connection, right? She understands it. He also does too. But in the 3D, he's challenged by it. In his heart space, he's challenged by it because he's not quite as awakened or in his confidence and in his power like the feminine is yet, but he's going to get there. He's on this journey. He's put his foot in it. He's going to be on this journey. He's on the journey, but he is conflicted by his old self, and that's what he's stuck with. That's what he's stuck in. So he's very much conflicted by these two energies, okay? But the last card out was Justice, a number 11, okay? And so that is telling me that he's going to be able to balance these two energies out. And wrongs that may have happened in the connection will be corrected. Anything that is out of balance will be put in balance, and justice will be served to him, to her, to the connection, and things will come into a much more vibrational match when he's able to balance these two energies and come into this justice feeling in his heart. Okay, I like that. I mean, Laura, I just like real-time channeled it. I know we went over these cards, but it was like this was all just coming to me.
Yeah.
So I just feel like, I like it. I like the energy that he's in. It feels very realistic, but it's also showing me his growth, right? I mean, he's in the Hermit's energy, but conflicted because the Devil energy is there. But with this last card of Justice coming out in his heart space, I know he's going to balance that out.
Yeah. I think that's why the feminines are tired. It's like the masculines are battling things.
Right.
And we're having to feel that, right? Because they're exhausted battling. And so we're having to feel that. I mean, she's got the Five of Wands as well in her 3D space. So it's kind of like there is this ongoing back and forth. But there is movement here as well, because we've got these two cards, they fell out together. And I thought, I'm going to, because I hadn't shuffled for very long, I was like, no, I'm going to put those back and keep shuffling. And I shuffled for another 20 seconds and they fell out again together. So I was like, right, this is a message together. So we have the Death card and we have it with the Hanged Man. So what this is saying is, in the future space, in the 3D space, there is going to be an end to this dangling energy here, because these fell out on top of each other. So 3D space, an end to this energy of dangling, this energy of being in limbo, of not knowing what to do. Now, this may come from within first. So what I don't mean is that he's going to come forward and say, I want to be with you, I'm going to commit to you right this second. It's probably going to look more like you release this energy of letting yourself be dangled first in order for it to then be presented to you in the 3D space. So as within, so without, right? We create something within and then it manifests without. So stepping away, putting an end to this energy for good in order to start moving forward. Sorry, can you hear like Archangel Michael interrupting me through that, Queen? I can feel like his energy.
No, I didn't.
I was like trying to talk and he's like talking over me. Right, Queen of Cups as well. So this is again 3D energy, her being fully in her energy. I love this for the queen, for the feminine, because she's like the nurturer. She cares, she gives, she's fully in her good energy. There's no cards here that say she's resentful or pissed off or angry, or, you know, she's just totally now in her Empress, and in the future continue to kind of be in that energy of loving and nurturing the masculine, or nurturing the connection and herself, okay, looking after and nurturing herself. So, you know, it very well may be that the feminine is going to step out and put an end to this feeling of dangling and being in limbo, and choosing herself, and putting an end to this back and forward battles that the masculine may be bringing. She is probably bringing this as well, their back and forth look. And, you know, you had it in your just now in your heart space. So there's like this tug of war, back and forth energy. This could be you guys being on again, off again. It could just be sometimes there's contact and then there's not. It could be anything, but it's this energy here. It just doesn't serve the collective. So it's like she's wanting to honor herself and not go back and forth, and just honor who she is. And when she does that, I love these two cards as the ending for me. We have these all came out three together, the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Swords is finally breakthrough. We've shifted something. Sometimes in order to end a cycle, you have to literally step out of the cycle. If you're going to go round and round like a hamster wheel, instead of saying, I hate going around and round in the hamster wheel, you step out of the hamster wheel, right? And stop going around in circles. So for a lot of you, it's like, I'm going to stop this constant back and forward battle, or I'm going to stop this feeling of being dangled and having to wait and not have any control over my own life. That is what is going to create this light bulb moment, this breakthrough. Finally, there's a shift. Something new is going to come in. And what is that? We have it followed by the Ace of Cups. So this could be the beginning of a relationship. It could be a beginning of you totally falling in love with yourself. I've been talking a lot on my channel about the Divine Goddess. I channeled today when I was talking to a friend of mine, and it is a video that is uploading at the moment. And what I channeled in that moment was that it's no longer about the divine masculine and divine feminine. It is about the divine God and the divine goddess. So you heard it here first, right? Like, there's a whole new energy being created. And as usual, the feminine is creating it, the masculine will be living in it. So just like the energies of the feminine who attracts, the masculine pushes and creates, right? So the feminine is creating this cup, she's making it so that the masculine can come in and pour into it. So it's a team effort, fully masculine, fully feminine, masculine doing what he does best, feminine doing what she does best, but creating something completely brand new from new energies, from godly energies, from the divine. So what once was will no longer be. I feel like this new beginning isn't like it was. There's always been new beginnings. Like when you guys meet, there's a new beginning. But now it's like, no, this is the cup. This is like the cup from God, the cup from the divine that she has made herself. He just needs to come in and fill it. But it's there, and she's done it, and it's there it's ready to be filled as soon as he's ready to come in. That's what I was getting.
I like it. I like it.
I just got like,
I really do. What's that?
I just got shivers all over my body.
I love it. I really feel like, you know, this journey, at least for us in this collective that we've been channeling, has been a lot about, you know, embracing the feminine, and then the masculine, embracing the masculine. But I absolutely feel like you're right. Like the next level of this is the goddess and the God energy, right? But co-creating that. We're always co-creating with the universe.
Yeah.
And so I just feel like that's like the next level stuff, you know? It's exciting. I love what you just said. I love what you just said about that. Okay, so here we go. The 3D space for the masculine. First card out is the Chariot. The Chariot is a repeat card from his overall energy. So in the 3D, like, he really wants to move this forward. And remember, his underlying card for his energy is the Knight of Wands. But he knows that that is what he needs to shed. So this movement forward is going to be towards a new beginning, Ace of Wands, a new beginning that is a new and improved masculine, a new and improved feminine, a new and improved beginning that is very similar to this Ace of Cups, which is this new love, renewed love, renewed love of yourself and of the connection. And we don't want to have the same relationship that we had in the past. We've learned from that. And now this is next level stuff, right? So he wants to move forward into a new beginning. But we have the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups to me is like he's still feeling a little closed off, right? Not able to completely give love or receive it. And that has to do with this energy in his head and heart space where he's wounded, he's stressed, he's, on his journey, but he's feeling a little stuck, he's conflicted. So of course he's going to be in this Four of Cups energy where he's, not necessarily able to see all of the good things, this cup that the universe is trying to hand him, that Ace of Cups that is in the feminine's energy. He's not able to see it just yet, and that makes sense. But what he does know in the 3D is that he wants a partnership with his feminine, Two of Wands, and it flew out with the Six of Cups, and that he wants reunion. And this came out in Laura's side as well. Where was it, Laura?
Yeah,
in her heart space. Yeah. So in the 3D, she is in his energy. She's part of his triggers. She's part of his evolution. She's part of his change. She's part of this shedding. And it's because she has actually helped lead the way to create this path for him to evolve, to change. But you know what? Give him the credit because he's going to do this work on his own. Granted, the feminine creates the safe place, has helped lead the way, but the work happens. You can't do all the work for him. The feminine is not the savior of the masculine. The feminine is the partner to the masculine. He's going to do the work because he needs to be the emperor. He needs to be the king. He needs to be this high priest. So in his 3D, he wants to move it forward. He wants to have a new beginning, but he's trying to get his head and heart space into a place where he can see that cup that's being offered to him. But in the meantime, he knows he wants a partnership and he knows that he wants reunion. So I'm going to go ahead and shift to the collective energies of the connection. Are we good with that?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so bottom of the deck for the connection is the Devil. So this is a repeat to his heart space. So what I'm really feeling is while this is the connective energy, so what is happening with the connection today and then in the future is very much driven mostly by a lot of his energies, okay? Because remember, the Empress, the High Priestess, this goddess is in her power. She's not completely evolved. She continues to evolve, but she's a little bit ahead of the path. So keep that in mind as we look at this. So the first card out for the current connection is right here, Empress, right? So the Empress is in her power. She's in her power. She's, she's birthing a new reality for herself. She's creating a new reality. She's got the 10 of Pentacles in her heart space. She's got the 8 of Wands, movement forward in her head space. She's in her 3D. She's showing up as the Queen of Cups and the Ace of Cups. She's very much in this high vibrational energy, okay? She's blended or blending very actively this 3D, 5D feminine to then go to this goddess energy. So she's in her power as we stand today in the connection. But there is a little bit of a holdback between the two. 4 of Pentacles. They're guarded in their communication if they're communicating. They're guarded in their connection at this time. And there's very slow movement forward. So while in the 3D, you may not be seeing this evolution of the masculine, know that it is happening because he's coming to a realization with this Tower card. And here again, 9 of Wands, it's in his headspace, first card out. It's through this wounded energy, through this determination, through this perseverance, that this realization is happening that what? That my queen is a queen, right? I am holding back, we are holding back from each other, but we're gonna make progress forward because I am realizing things about myself and this connection. And yes, I'm wounded, but we keep going. They keep moving forward in the connection, whether they're seeing it in the 3D or not. So that's why I feel like this High Priestess and High Priest in this overall energy is, they very much know this in the 5D sense, right? But you may not be seeing it in the 3D, whether it's because you're communicating or not, but the evolution is occurring. And so now in the future, first card out, Hermit. Hermit is a dupe to his heart space. So this to me means when it comes out in the future is that they've been on their journey, they're on their journey, they have learned, they are the wiser. And so what happens after this hermit's journey? 10 of Cups, okay? Everything comes together. Things materialize. This to me, while it's not the 2 of Cups, it's like reunion, it's union. You're coming together, happy family, happy home, happy life, marriage. All of it comes together after this enlightenment, after this shedding of the old self, matching the Empress's power. We get the 10 of Cups in the future, followed by the King of Cups, who is the match to the Queen of Cups in the feminine's 3D space. Okay, he matches her vibration. And then with the 8 of Pentacles, that came up in Laura's headspace, I think, for the feminine's headspace. They're going to work hard at their connection, and they're going to balance things out. 2 of Pentacles. So I really feel like the energy is there, right? But I really feel like even knowing that, take the focus off of the union. Put it on your journey, on your continued change, on your continued evolution. Let him do his work. And then ultimately, this will happen if the vibrations match. But I always tell people, like I always tell my clients too, like you can't psych out the universe and pretend that you have surrendered the connection and surrendered your attachment to the result. You have to truly walk the walk in your Empress High Priestess power to commit to your evolution, to your life purpose, to your focus, and let the masculine feel that light, okay? Feel that light. He won't feel as repelled by the energy and won't have a resistance and won't be stuck in the devil's energy if you continue to come at him and try to help him along. Let him, the universe is helping him. Let the universe help him and stay on your journey. And that's when things can really, really start to come together into this contract, which is, again, we've got that 2 times in this space, this contract, and we've got then we start to come into matches with the court cards. And I really feel like with this movement forward with the Chariot's energy, and that we both got the 6 of Cups, things can really start to come together with the 6 of Cups and the 10 of Cups in the future. So the message here collectively is really about staying true to yourself, standing in your own power, and understanding that you are co-creating this connection with the universe, and there's nothing more powerful than the divine and God or whatever you believe in. Allow that energy into your space to heal you of this 5 of Pentacles energy that's come out for the feminine. If there's masculines watching, allow to be healed with this 9 of Wands and the 5 of Wands and the 9 of Swords, and then co-create that new reality so that we can then shift into the next level of this journey, which is the God and the Goddess power, and creating that with the universe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think for people that do struggle to accept that the masculine does need this time, like try and see it as you communicating with him. Like if you're trying to find ways to be with him or meet him or see him or talk to him, or think of yourself as a beautiful, beautiful distraction. Like if it will take him a lot longer to do the work, if you're kind of not in the way, but if you're in his life, I mean, because you kind of like, if you were trying to heal through something, but your masculine was taking you out and he was seeing you and you guys were maybe being intimate, like you wouldn't be doing the work. I know I wouldn't. If my masculine was here, I would be doing something very different, and I'm sure most people would. We wouldn't be where we are now. So try not to get in his way too much. Let him do the work. Don't take it personally, because it needs to be done for the higher good. And you'll know when it's time. You'll feel that Ace of Swords energy when there's been a breakthrough. Your energy will feel lighter. You'll know that he's pushed through. He will go through little stages, so you might feel a little burst of relief where he's healed something. But just keep going with the energies. Honor yourself, because you might be feeling it. Honor yourself, your mission, your journey. Focus on you. Focus on that cup, because otherwise, that's really the only way that you can help him anyway. So stay in your light and your power. because that kind of pulls him along. Really, you're the torch. So,
Oh,
I know.
I hear you're the spirit. Interesting. You know, that's the other thing. So, Laura, you mentioned it earlier, and I was probably too much in my own channeling to hear that. But so, just a segue. Laura and I have been communicating a lot, and not only have we've been communicating, but as part of the communication, we have been hearing a lot of the frequencies of our spirit guides, and they're very audible. And so again, as we to then shift this, because we're just talking about, you know, coming into your own oneness, we're going to allow that energy in that space, obviously, to come into these webinars. And so we're very blessed to be able to have this new shift in our connection with each other, and to be able to now audibly hear this. This is brand new for us, like 2 weeks in. And so we are going to create a space in our webinar where you might be able to hear them, and we might have Laura channel the messages real time as hearing them as well. But again, Laura, as you were saying, you know, this shift, this is exactly what we're going to be talking about in these webinars that we're going to cover, is how to be in your power as the feminine, and be in your power and align your masculine energy within you too, and then how to put it all together into one, so that you have one very full cup to offer to anyone in your life. And so again, you know, there's going to be very limited seating on our webinars, and the tickets are going to go on sale today on Laura's site at beagoodsoul.com. So we're really excited. Laura and I are very much aligned here in our reading too, and in what's been channeled and what the messages are that we've been getting. So we're super, super excited to see you all next year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm very excited. I can't wait. It's going to be amazing.
Awesome. Well, thanks everybody. Laura, thank you. And we'll be back next week, but buy your tickets, guys. Buy your tickets. It's going to be a good webinar.
Yeah, thanks guys.
Bye.
Bye, love you all.